Humiliation and teenage awkwardness is something we've all experienced. It is inevitable as we wander aimlessly through our teenage years that we at some point found ourselves on the business end of ridicule or loneliness. It is with this theme John Hughes begins his most fantastical film, Weird Science. As the film opens, we are introduced to two high school geeks, Gary and Wyatt. As they stand gazing at their female classmates, Gary, played by Anthony Michael Hall, verbally fantasizes in grandiose detail a world where he and his cohort are popular among their classmates and the subject of romantic pursuit of every hot female in the school. As Gary monologues, two bullies sneak up behind them and pull their pants down in front of everyone. In this first hilarious and awkward moment, we understand instantly who these characters are and what they're up against. Quite simply because, to one degree or another, we've been there. After this opening humiliation, the two young men go home and, while watching James Whale's Frankenstein, decide to use a computer to simulate a woman, the perfect woman. And what begins as a teen film soon turns into a full-blown sci-fi fantasy, or rather a sci-fi fantasy that comments on the frustrations, hopes, dreams, and elaborate sexual fantasies of the adolescent male. In a freak accident, Gary and Wyatt's digital woman becomes very real. She is sexy, highly intelligent, and seems hell-bent on getting our two heroes into trouble. Gary and Wyatt are soon rocketed from high school obscurity to Chicago blues bars and raging house parties. It seems like these two young men have bitten off more than they could chew. The character of Lisa, played by Kelly LeBrock, could have easily been a brainless sexpot willing to do the bidding of our geek heroes. Instead, Lisa serves as girlfriend, mother, protector, and teacher. She's kind of Mary Poppins by way of Playboy magazine. And LeBrock plays her with fun, self-assured dignity. Lisa is really the kind of person you want at a dinner party. You get the sense that she has genuine affection for these two young men, and she sees through Gary and Wyatt to not only what they want, but what they need. And what do they need? Confidence. Despite their protests, Lisa continues to orchestrate scenarios in which Gary and Wyatt have to prove themselves. She often ignores their begging and goes full speed ahead with her own plans because, well, she knows best. This is a theme that would be used again in the less sci-fi but no less fantastic Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Hughes manages to fill this film with references and pop culture allusions that make it seem like we're walking through the mind of a high school male circa 1985. And taken within that context, this film could serve as a counter-companion piece to 16 Candles. 16 Candles is all about a young woman dealing with the horrors and social strata of high school, all the while striving for her Prince Charming male ideal. Weird Science deals with the same issues, but our heroes are helped by their own female ideal. In this film, we get references to James Whale's Bride of Frankenstein, The Road Warrior, I Dream of Jeannie, Dirty Harry, as well as other references from 1980s culture. In the climactic scene of the film, motorcycle-riding mutants besiege Lisa's house party. The leader of this gang is played by Vernon Wells, reprising his role from The Road Warrior. Lisa has taken remnants from pop culture and uses them at her leisure to create a scenario that would give our characters courage and come out as heroes. Because once you face down mutant bikers in front of all of your classmates, you've pretty much reached the peak of badassery. The movie's central theme is the same as every other John Hughes teen film. But is that really so bad? The need for social acceptance is at the core of this film. However, Hughes has never previously explored these heavy human issues with such ridiculous abandon. Instead of tackling these issues of teen angst head-on, Hughes coats them in a silly, sexy, and often unexpected shell. While watching this film, it's easy to forget that you're watching a film about bullied human problems. This is not a mature film, but to call it fluff robs it of a cultural, social, and narrative context. I should also point out there aren't really multifaceted characters here, only archetypes, but that's okay. We have our nerds, our bullies, our dream girls, and our savior. These archetypes are meant to give us everything we need to recognize the heart of these characters, and because of this, Weird Science should be viewed as an analog for adolescent discovery. This film could easily fall by the wayside when standing against other, more serious John Hughes films, which is a shame, because it deals with the same stuff, but is a great deal more fun and unexpected. This film kicked ass when I was a kid watching it with all of my friends, and it still kicks ass now that I'm an adult. It's a fantastic detour into an alternate Shermer, Illinois, and frankly, I always enjoy the ride.